The hip-hop world is on fire tonight. Remy Ma has just exposed a scandal that nobody saw coming: an explosive claim involving Claressa Shields, a shocking pregnancy, and a secret lover that has left her own husband, Papoose, humiliated. For years, fans looked up to this circle as powerful, untouchable, and loyal. But in one shocking twist, trust has shattered, and secrets have spilled into the open. Whispers of betrayal, hidden romances, and a tangled web of lies are dominating social media, leaving fans stunned and desperate for answers. Remy Ma's words are raw, emotional, and impossible to ignore. And while Claressa Shields may be celebrated in the boxing ring, the fight she now faces is outside of it, against rumors, truth, and a public desperate to know what really happened. Tonight, we dive into the story shaking both hip-hop and sports culture to their very core. The air in hip-hop and sports culture has never been this heavy. For years, fans saw Remy Ma, Papoose, and Claressa Shields as figures of strength, loyalty, and triumph. But in a stunning twist, secrets have spilled into the open, and nothing feels the same anymore. It began with whispers, quiet conversations in the background, hushed rumors circulating in forums, and subtle hints that something wasn't right. At first, nobody wanted to believe it. Claressa Shields, the undefeated boxing champion known for her dominance inside the ring, was admired for her discipline and strength. She was untouchable. And Papoose, respected as Remy Ma's loyal husband, was the man who stood beside her through her trials, prison years, and her triumphant return. Their bond was seen as unbreakable, but beneath the surface, cracks had been forming, cracks that would soon erupt into an earthquake. The rumor was shocking. Claressa Shields was pregnant. That alone would have been celebrated news, but the whispers said otherwise. The whispers claimed the child was not her partner's. Not from stability or loyalty, but from a secret lover hidden in the shadows. For weeks, the internet buzzed with speculation, but it all came crashing into the spotlight when Remy Ma herself stepped forward. Her words cut like a knife. Secrets don't stay buried forever. Truth has a way of coming out, and when it does, it burns everything in its path. Fans were stunned. Was this just gossip? Or was Remy Ma confirming what millions were afraid to believe? Why would she speak on Claressa's situation? The answer became clearer as more details emerged. According to insiders, Papoose had been drawn into the storm not as the guilty party, but as the man humiliated by the fallout. His loyalty, his pride, and his public image were suddenly at stake. The moment Remy Ma exposed the truth, social media exploded. Hashtags like #CLARESSA, pregnancy, and #PAPOSE, drama began trending within minutes. Twitter feeds filled with disbelief. This can't be real. Remy Ma just dropped a bomb. Claressa, a secret lover? No way. Instagram pages reposted screenshots, TikTok creators dissected every line of Remy's statement, and YouTube live streams popped up with fans debating whether the news was fact, rumor, or something in between. For Papoose, it was humiliation on a massive scale. The man once respected for his calm, loyal, and steady presence was suddenly a trending topic, not for his music or his marriage, but for being caught in a scandal he didn't create. Memes flooded the internet, showing him as blindsided, defeated, or powerless in a situation spiraling out of control. For a man who prided himself on dignity and respect, it was unbearable. Meanwhile, Claressa Shields remained silent. The world waited, but no statement came from her camp. Some fans defended her fiercely. She's a champion. She doesn't owe anyone an explanation. Others demanded answers. If this is false, why stay quiet? The silence only fueled the fire, making Remy Ma's words feel heavier, sharper, and impossible to ignore. To truly understand the gravity of this scandal, you have to see the bigger picture. This wasn't just about a secret relationship, it was about loyalty, trust, and reputation in communities where image is everything. Hip-hop and sports share a culture built on pride, respect, and dominance. To be exposed in this way by someone as respected as Remy Ma was devastating. Behind closed doors, insiders described Remy Ma as conflicted. She hadn't wanted to speak, but the constant whispers, the endless speculation, and the way the scandal was dragging Papoose's name into chaos pushed her to the edge. Her decision to expose the truth wasn't just about Claressa, it was about defending her family, reclaiming her dignity, and refusing to let her husband be humiliated in silence. In her statement, she made one thing clear: betrayal has consequences. She didn't shout, she didn't rage, she spoke with the calm of someone who had endured storms before and learned that silence only empowers lies. Fans could feel the weight in her voice. This wasn't just gossip, it was personal. The media devoured every angle. Talk shows debated whether Remy Ma had crossed a line. Was it her place to reveal Claressa's situation? Was this about protecting Papoose? Or was it an attack on Claressa herself? Headlines screamed, Remy Ma breaks silence. Claressa Shields pregnant by secret lover. Papoose humiliated as truth emerges. For fans, the scandal became entertainment, drama, and tragedy all at once. Some sympathized with Papoose, calling him the innocent casualty of secrets he never asked to be part of. Others turned their eyes on Claressa, demanding she face the storm directly. And through it all, Remy Ma's name echoed, both praised for her bravery and criticized for exposing what some believed should have stayed private. But the truth had already been unleashed, and once it was out, there was no turning back. The question now was, what would happen next? Would Claressa respond? Would Papoose find a way to reclaim his dignity? And would Remy Ma's choice to reveal the secret heal her family or tear the hip-hop community even further apart? As the internet raged, one thing was certain: this story was far from over, and the next chapter would be even more explosive than the first. The moment Remy Ma's explosive words hit the internet, the world of hip-hop and sports collided in chaos. Fans were stunned, journalists rushed to cover every angle, and the streets buzzed with rumors that seemed almost too wild to be true. At the heart of it all was Claressa Shields, the undefeated champion, the pride of women's boxing. Yet now, her name was being whispered in gossip blogs, not shouted in stadiums. The accusation was clear: a secret pregnancy, a hidden lover, and a betrayal that rippled far beyond the ring. But Claressa stayed silent. No tweets, no interviews, no responses to reporters chasing her down, and in that silence, her image transformed. Some fans called her graceful for refusing to feed the fire. Others called her guilty, saying silence was proof that Remy Ma's claims held weight. Each day she said nothing. The speculation grew louder. Meanwhile, Papoose's world crumbled. For years, he had been celebrated as the man who never wavered, loyal to Remy Ma through prison time, unwavering in love, the very model of commitment in an industry full of betrayal. But now, that image was shattered in front of millions. The humiliation cut deep. Social media was merciless. Memes mocked him. Tweets painted him as a fool. One viral post read, "Papoose wrote love letters through prison, and this is how life repays him." Another, "the most loyal man in hip-hop, humiliated by secrets he didn't even create." It wasn't anger that consumed him, it was shame. Close friends said he began avoiding calls, canceling appearances, and locking himself away. The same man who once stood proudly by his wife's side was now a ghost, hiding from a world that had turned him into the punchline of a scandal. But humiliation has a way of boiling into rage, and according to insiders, one night that rage erupted. A heated argument between Papoose and Remy Ma turned violent, screaming voices, slamming doors, shattered furniture. Neighbors claimed they heard shouting that went on for hours. When police reports leaked, the story exploded. Papoose, the man once hailed as the protector, now found himself painted as the aggressor. He was taken into custody. His mugshot splashed across headlines that read, "Papoose arrested after domestic dispute." For Remy Ma, the devastation was unbearable. She had spoken out in anger, perhaps believing she was protecting herself, perhaps believing the truth needed to be known, but the cost of her words was now visible in the broken pieces of her marriage. Photos surfaced of her leaving their home, her face buried beneath a hoodie, tears streaming. She looked less like the fierce queen of New York hip-hop, and more like a woman crushed under the weight of choices that couldn't be undone. Fans were divided. Some supported her. She spoke her truth, don't blame Remy for the fallout. Others attacked her. She destroyed her family just to humiliate someone else. And Claressa, she remained the enigma. While the world tore itself apart, debating her guilt or innocence, she did what she always did. Videos of her in the gym circulated online. The sound of gloves hitting pads echoed across time. Her body language said everything. "I won't explain. I won't bow. I'll fight." To some, this was power. To others, arrogance. But her refusal to bend made her untouchable. Claressa Shields became a symbol not of scandal, but of endurance. She wasn't giving the world the satisfaction of breaking her silence. The unanswered question haunted everyone. Who was the alleged secret lover? Was there even one? No names ever surfaced. No proof ever emerged. Just whispers. Just shadows. Just Remy Ma's words, echoing across blogs and podcasts. And yet, those words had been enough to topple everything. Papoose's reputation, Remy Ma's marriage, and Claressa's image altered forever. As weeks passed, the frenzy slowly began to cool. The internet moved on, chasing new scandals, new headlines, but for those at the center, the scars remained. Papoose faced the hardest reality of all. He had built his identity on loyalty, but loyalty had not saved him. Instead, it had left him vulnerable, open to ridicule, open to collapse. He had given everything, and still lost. Remy Ma's truth-telling came at a cost she could never have predicted. By exposing another, she had exposed herself. The woman who had once stood tall, unshaken by prison time and industry battles, now stood alone, her marriage fractured, her fans divided. Her tears a reminder that even the strongest can fall apart. And Claressa Shields, she walked back into the ring, gloves on, fire in her eyes. For her, the scandal was nothing more than background noise. She fought, she won. She stood with her belts raised high. To the world, it looked like victory. But in the whispers of her critics, doubt remained. This was no longer just a scandal, it was a cultural moment. A reminder that even the biggest names can be dragged into the mud. That truth and rumor can blend so tightly no one knows the difference. That loyalty, silence, anger, and betrayal are forces that can destroy even the strongest bonds. And as the dust settled, the lesson was clear. In a world where secrets are currency and silence can be louder than words, the truth doesn't set you free, it traps you in a storm you can never fully escape.